All right, Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. It is late right now. It's like 1:53 in the morning, and I got this box and that came in. Now, some of you are like, dude, what the hell is that? So you've seen this before, but never like this. And these are actual brand new pieces that I, to be honest, haven't even seen at all. These are some new pieces that are just on a whole different level right now. So what I did is we're going to analyze them, and I took some out right here. So I'm going to put the tripod down and we're going to look at this because these are some new pieces that are very interesting. So we're going to look at about 9 different things about this because this has a lot more gold content on it than you can believe. Okay, first things first, let's look at what this is made of. The PCB of this is thinner than what you would usually see at a circuit board. Look at this. See this? Boom. Done. It's already cracked. So this is a lot thinner, and it's not the fact that it's thinner or it's made of something different, but it's lighter. And when it's lighter and you buy gold scrap like this through the weight itself becomes a lot better. Okay, which is a lot better for you right now. Okay, another thing about it is, if you notice, this is white or peach. When it comes to circuit breakers, when it comes to grid patterns, when it comes to electronic components, when it comes to microwave components, when it comes to even RC cars or laptop motherboards, they're usually multicolored. This is cream. And if you've seen that, you'll probably figure out why. So this is actually very, very new. On top of that, now I don't actually have any cream color PCB boards. I don't have any because no one makes it. There's no point, right? However, in keeping it cream at its natural base is actually pretty smart, okay? Another thing you're actually going to notice is that there's a solder joint point right here towards the middle where it appears that this would actually spaced out and it's soldered in on the other end. So I'll get a larger piece for you, right? So here is a larger piece, okay? They're soldered on the back and then it goes through the front. So this was also done by a machine. This wasn't done by a human or a person. So, which means they were doing thousands of these an hour. Now, again, the gold scrap is just listed as board, so we don't know what it was used for. However, this might have had a sliding option. For example, you have this gold box here that you can see. It's not touching anything, right? So look at the gold box carefully, right? You see how it's not touching anything. It's not connecting to a circuit at all. Yeah. So in order for that to work, it would have to slide to something to actually work. Now, the other part itself would have to slide, but there would have to be a groove here because this wire would actually get in the way of the component, okay? Which is kind of obvious. Now, another thing to actually notice is I'm sure you've actually just seen it, and they're going to point it out. Part of the circuit connects from here and goes all the way up around, gets soldered, and comes all the way here. So this may also have actually been a specialized antenna for small operations, possibly such as drones, where you would actually end up getting this part that's actually cut. So this would actually be an antenna piece that would have been mounted to a gigahertz ray antenna, which is pretty good. Now, what do we find these numbers for? You might have to Google it because I couldn't tell you, right? Now, are they the same? Looking at this here, it's a bit different. However, these would actually be, I believe they're the same. Yep. I think they're the same. Are they the same? Yeah, they're the same. So some of these are the same there, but some are going to be obviously different right now. Okay. Now, another question would be, all right, great. So this is gold scrap. We can clearly see the gold. We can definitely buy this. How much is all this worth? All right. So we're going to break down the mathematics of it right now. Okay. So let's use the mathematics of this, of how much money we have. Now, is this double? Let's ask a couple questions. Is it double-sided? Yes, it is double-sided, right? So that's a check mark right there. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of space on the PCB board that could be filled in, so we can get our equation of 1 over 120. Or, so let's do this. The equation that we're looking for is 1 over 120. So when it comes to gold fingers, for every 120 grams of gold you get there, you'll get 1 gram of gold. Or for every 1 pound of gold fingers, you're going to get 3.5 grams of gold. Now, what we need to do is break this down because I have 15 pounds here. All right. So I have 15 pounds of these pieces here. However, we don't know how much gold it is. So we're going to have to break that down. Now, these are double-sided, but they're not fully stacked. Okay. What does that mean? It doesn't cover all of the, it doesn't cover everything. So what do we do to fix that? We separate it. Okay. So we're going to break this into half again, where basically we move all of this gold to this side and take it in half. Okay. Move all the gold to this side and take it in half. All right. Just like that right now. Basically what this does is that it actually breaks it down. Okay. So what you're looking at would basically be the end point of a piece with all of the gold on it. Now, we might need to break that into a third. Okay. So what does that actually mean? All right. That means 15 and a half is 7.5. All right. Very simple. Now I want a third of 7.5. So I will break out my handy dandy trusty cat. Actually, let's leave it at half, okay? So 7.5. All right. So for every 1 pound, I'm going to get 3.5 grams. Well, I have 7.5 pounds here. So all I basically have to do in order to actually figure out how much gold I'm going to have in here, because we're going to be reverse electroplating this, we're not going to put this into acid because of what it is. That would absolutely be pointless and a waste of time. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the calculator out, and we're going to do 7.5 times 3.5. Okay. Now it's 26 grams. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. Listen very carefully. I'm going to divide it by 2. Why? I just like to do what's called double redundancy. And double redundancy basically looks at what you're going to get out of an investment compared to the worst thing happening after you've invested. So what this means is that you've already put money into the investment. So we're going to divide this sadly by 2 and get 13.12. Okay. Now, if we only got, as an example, 13 grams out of all of this here. So this is 15 pounds in this box right now. Okay. Let's just say we only got 13 grams. Well, what's a gram of gold right now? A gram of gold right now is about $72. So we're going to times this by $72, and we actually get about 945. So let's do that again so we all can understand how we did that, because I want to make sure that all of you got it. Okay. So that's 7.5 times 3.5. 7.5 times 3.5 is 26. I'm dividing it by 2 means basically I've got 13.8 there. Okay. Now, if I times that by 72, because gold is going to be 72 grams of gold, $72 a gram there, we get 945. Now, that's what you would get at a double redundancy. Could you get more? Sure. Right? You could probably actually get more because, again, these things are just so light. Like, you can basically just snap them with your fingers just like that. Now, let's say that you only got $945 off of this, right? Is that a good investment for you? Well, that's the question. How much did you pay for it, right? How much are you going to pay in acid? So I paid about $147 for all of this. And let's just basically say I get 1,000. I'll put some time in acid. I'm going to have to reverse electroplate it. It's going to take some time. It's going to take hours to do that. However, let's just say I come out with a profit of $600. That's pretty damn good, right? Because I would have multiplied my investment at least fourfold, even more than that. Because remember, I only paid $147 for it, right? So let's basically say after I got my original investment back and I got my profit, that's $600 I get to take home with me. That's pretty damn good compared to some other investments today. So again, this is why I basically say, look at your math, check your math, always double it up. And remember, I divided by 2. If I didn't divide by 2 and it was like that, that'd be 1,800, and I only paid $147.07 for it, which is pretty damn good. But again, get my original investment back after I invested. Double redundancy basically says that's the lowest I can make once I put my money in it. I'm doing pretty damn happy right now. Okay. Even if I got 1/3 of that divided by 3 is 602 there, 1,200 there is pretty good, right? And I did that there because we're going to have to pay for acids if we decide to actually put everything in. But other than that, this is pretty damn good. So I am absolutely liking this right now. All right. As I said, even if I got $400 in profit, I'm damn straight doing that good. Real simple. Why? Because I paid $147 for 15 pounds of this thing. This box is freaking heavy. Okay. And I had to double it up right now. Now, again, let's say this isn't 15 pounds, right? Because it had gaps inside of the box that were basically there. So I'm working with less just because they didn't ship it right. Another thing about it is actually this. The equation is actually double, right? So at 960, I'll probably end up getting a profit of 400. Here's the issue. I'm going to have to double it again because of the size of the gold on here. I've got a gold box here, but not here. I've got a gold box on this side, but not this side. So again, that doesn't quite work out for me. But as I said, it's going to take time. Make sure you pay attention. If you find good deals, do it. If not, you won't have to. Do I reject my purchase? No, I don't regret it at all. It's pretty good. It's just going to take some time because when you put this soldering piece inside of something that has to get reverse electroplated, you might run into issues because you're trying to get the gold off, not onto things. Remember that. All right. Guys, have a good day. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. You can hear the wife tapping on the glass already. Oh my God. Why should I move to Africa? All right. Pro Sadiva out.